Shayna, I don't know what you just said, because it is a madhouse down here after that huge comeback win. I mean, listen to these fans. We scored 3 runs in the bottom of the 5th. We scored 4 runs in the bottom of the 6th. And now we're going to Seattle for Game 5. Let's bring it on home so I can do this all over again next week. I'll send it to you, Shayna. Terrence, the Michigan Wolverine fans have so many fond memories of winning championships in Indianapolis, but those are Big Ten championships in football. Now they can finally call themselves National Men's Basketball Champions. Well, Shayna, Terrence, Trey McKinney had plenty of options coming out of high school. He was the top recruit coming out of Michigan in the class of 2025, but he decided to stay home and join the team his father says he always dreamed of playing with. Here in Detroit, it's pretty common to see some incredible and homemade fits out there in the stands that are all passion and all love for the Detroit Pistons. You won't find a lot of those outfits in stores that you might be shopping at, but what you will find at the team store here at Little Caesars Arena is a piece of this year's Pistons playoff appearance that you can only get tonight. Meredith, the party is still going real strong, especially after that Tigers win. And obviously there are way more people celebrating opening day here in downtown Detroit than can fit in Comerica Park, but that doesn't mean that anyone is being left out. For the 3rd year in a row, Tigers fans were cheering on their favorite team right across the street from the stadium. Well, many fans saw defensive tackle Aleem McNeil limp off the field in last night's loss with what we now know is a season-ending ACL injury. However, Lions fans just learned today that the injury bug has reached one of their top offensive stars in David Montgomery. Samantha Stonecipher, she donates money to the Detroit Lions Foundation every time they snag an interception. Now, the amount she donates, that's based on the jersey number of the player who secures that turnover. So when the Lions noticed several $31 and $32 donations, they had to say thank you in a very unique way. What was hard to predict was that scary scene that so many people experienced on Saturday, even between 2 of college football's biggest rivals. Now, I spoke with reporters covering both the Wolverines and the Buckeyes, and I asked them if they feel planting the block M on the block O is going a little bit too far, and how they feel both head coaches handled the situation. Well, Lauren, safety Kirby Joseph and wide receiver Jamison Williams, they both earned game balls after Sunday's historic win, but their day wasn't done yet, even after they left it all on the turf. Nearly 65,000 fans showed their love for the Detroit Lions right here at Ford Field yesterday. So after the game, these 2 players gave that love right back to their city. And I can't talk about this restoration effort without acknowledging the lead engineer on this project. That's Tyler Ray. And the club tells me they'll be doing this work in phases over the next 11 to 12 months, just in time for the start of the 2026 Rocket Classic. Well, a source inside the UFL tells me that all but one person in the Michigan Panthers front office has been laid off, and that's an unsettling sign for the team that just made the league championship this past season. Well, the Michigan Wolverines might be one of the most improved teams in the country, coming off a Big Ten tournament championship under first-year head coach Dusty May. Well, the Michigan State Spartans head to the big dance for the 27th year in a row, coming off a Big Ten regular season championship. In my conversation with former longtime radio voice for Michigan Wolverines football, Jim Brandstatter, he calls this entire saga uncharted territory.
After falling short for the past 2 seasons, the University of Michigan men's gymnastics team can now call themselves national champions.
Team captain Paul Judah raised the trophy Saturday night in his final collegiate event as a Wolverine. CBS News Detroit's Jack Springgate caught up with the captain, Olympian, and now champion as he celebrates multiple milestones.
Well, the journey for Paul Judah in these last 12 months started at the Paris Olympic Games, where he was winning medals for Team USA. That was before he traveled the entire country with Simone Biles on the Gold Over America tour. Now those 12 months end right back here at the Chrysler Center, where he earned 2 rings, one as a national champion and the other as a fiance. Paul Judah set a high bar for himself ahead of his final season in the maize and blue, but high bars aren't anything he's not used to.
I wrote team champions Big Ten, team champions NCAA. Anything else is gravy.
Both checked off his list in part from the time he shared with teammate Frederick Richard during the 2024 Paris Olympic Games.
Fred demands excellence inside of this facility. I love competing with him because there's one thing to compete for Team USA together, But when you're competing for these guys together, and it's, you know, we got the 1-2 punch combo, it's awesome.
When I asked him how the national championship trophy compared to his Olympic medal,
This is all that I've wanted. I wanted to hold that trophy. The Olympic medal is sweet. It's this big though. The NCAA trophy is heavy. It's huge. It's gold. Yeah, it's everything I've wanted.
his love for the sport then ceded the spotlight to his true love. He proposed to his girlfriend throughout college and national champion gymnast herself right then and there.
I felt it in my heart. I brought the ring. I go, I'm going to give myself the chance to do it. If it feels right, I'm going to send it. If not, whatever. We win the national championship. I'm crying my eyes out. But most importantly, I got the partner for the rest of my life here. You know, the age-old question is, Paul, what would you have done if you guys didn't win? And I always say, I guess we'll never know.
And Judah says now he can finally just take it easy for a couple months once he graduates with his 3rd degree from the University of Michigan. And with all of his personal boxes checked during his time as a Wolverine, he says he's looking forward to whatever challenge comes up next. For now, reporting in Ann Arbor, I'm
Students where they're at. That's one teacher's playbook for keeping her 3rd graders engaged in her Miami classroom. She's bringing the gridiron to them, and her NFL lessons are taking off on social media. The project has turned her into somewhat of a Lions fan. And as Jack Springgate reports, teachers here in Detroit are turning into fans of her.
Well, it's no surprise Mary Crippen noticed a clear change in her students when she swapped out addition tables for Miami Dolphins box scores to teach math. It's how her mother got her and her siblings to stay focused on school when she was growing up. She's now sharing her playbook with teachers across the country, including with one here at the Advanced Technology Academy in Dearborn, where in its first year, it's already proving to be an X factor.
They're so excited to come in here, and they don't realize they're learning half the time.
How could you when a Dan Campbell press conference is a reading lesson and math is figuring out how many yards are left until Sonic and Knuckles combined for 2,000 on the season?
How do I find out how much average they needed per game?
It's a solution as unique as Allison Roberts' students.
Their focus can be a little rough at times. I mean, that's a lot of my kids have ADHD, and it takes some tweaking to do in special ed. And if NFL is what it's going to take to get them to learn and to be engaged, I'll do it.
Her students adopted actual NFL teams to represent them during the season, following the lead of Crippen's Miami classroom, where her lessons first went viral after one team in particular started to take notice.
Well, it started with your friends and our friends, the Detroit Lions.
Maxine is getting hooked up.
That first care package at the beginning of the 2024 season led to countless more from other NFL teams and millions of eyeballs on Crippen's unique approach.
Seeing these kids light up and opening these bags and seeing the swag and seeing when these teams write back, they feel like important and they feel valued.
Even as other NFL teams lobby to be drafted by Crippen's class next season, she stays humble by reminding herself about the true purpose of NFL Elementary passed down to her from the originator, her mother.
It's been taken to such an exciting level, but remembering the value of it and the reason behind it is it's for the kids, and it's to bring that learning to life, to bring the standards to life, and to get them excited to come to school.
And Crippen says the proof is in her students' test results, saying all 20 of them finished last year with proficient scores in both reading and math. She says that has everything to do with the community and culture her classroom has built around NFL Elementary. Reporting in Dearborn, I'm Jack Springgate, CBS News, Detroit.